This is CTV News with Nafisa Kareem.
To the unforeseen world circumstances, we reserve the right to increase all the pricing by 15%. So it's like we're not even able to lock in our pricing, which is kind of unheard of.
Navigating rising costs of goods and fuel, what businesses are doing locally, and how will it impact the consumer?
You never see a cougar swimming, ever. So I pulled out the phone, we started recording, and he was just power swimming.
A thrilling sight during a family boat trip. A swimming cougar caught on camera. Plus, Adam finds out why a woman's been filling her home with boxes full of other people's things for more than a decade. Later on the Sawatsky sign-off. Good evening, and thank you for joining us. Record fuel prices are hitting businesses on Vancouver Island hard, even with news of a ceasefire in Iran. In an already challenging affordability crisis, everything from small shops to transport giants are upping their prices. CTV's Anna McMillan takes a look at what's happening locally and how long it could last.
As global powers clash and drive up the cost of oil, the trickle-down effects are descending on BC businesses.
There's so much going on that we just have no idea what's going to happen every morning.
This morning at Gigi's Italian and Specialty Foods in Saanich, Jenna Purcell was placing orders for Christmas.
Normally what we do is we book it now, and that secures us a certain price. But at the bottom of every page it says, due to the unforeseen world circumstances, we reserve the right to increase all the pricing by 15%.
She says shipping costs are also up. CTV News has learned food supplier and deliverer Cisco increased its fuel rates on the island today due to the cost of diesel.
We've absorbed as much as we can, of course, but we've had to pass it down.
It's a similar story at an entirely different business.
We've unfortunately had to put fuel surcharges on both of our routes between Vancouver and Victoria. It's at $20 a flight per person, and between Vancouver and Nanaimo we have it at $10.
Helijet brought the surcharge in about 2 weeks ago due to the soaring price of jet fuel. The hope is to remove it as soon as possible.
You hope that this ends, you get back to normalcy as soon as possible, and it's happened in the past and things have come back to normal.
The BC Trucking Association says normal is likely months away.
When you think about how goods are produced, it takes weeks to produce them, it takes months to get them to market. We're talking all the way through the summer with these elevated input costs. So this is a significant long-term shift on how much you and I are going to spend on everything that we consume.
Purcell is encouraging people to shop local and is working with local couriers.
Because we can have an open dialogue with them about how we can keep our freight costs down.
The ultimate solution goes well beyond the local level, with businesses saying a permanent resolution is in the hands of international leaders. Anna McMillan, CTV News, Victoria.
Despite a fragile ceasefire in place, oil prices plunged, markets surged, and now the question is, will the price of gas come down and when? Price watchers say the good news is gas prices should drop as much as 14 cents by Friday in some parts of the country. The Prime Minister says Canada and allies are working towards the reopening of the Strait of Hormuz.
Which is important for reestablishing stability and lowering prices in commodities. Of course, price at the pump, even here in Canada.
In the Middle East, a lot of the production was shut down because of the conflict, and you can't just flip a switch and turn it back on.
Longer-term pump relief is more complicated, with time needed to rebuild pressure for extraction and damage to Gulf infrastructure, the extent of which is not clear. As for when we could see pre-war oil prices at the pumps, answers from experts range from not anytime soon to unlikely before 2027. One person has been arrested in connection to an alleged arson at a Victoria playground. Victoria police say the person was arrested for arson following the playground fire at Stadacona Park. Charges have not been approved by the BC Prosecution Service, and the suspect has been released from custody with conditions. The fire broke out in the early hours of March 31st and destroyed parts of the playground. A team of community members is now fundraising to replace the play structure. A nonprofit in the Cowichan Valley that makes food in the region more accessible has a new food hub for the tidy sum of $10. Members of the Cowichan Green community, along with officials from the municipality of North Cowichan, were on hand to make the land transfer, marking the occasion by planting a fig tree at the Beverly Street Food Hub. The Cowichan Green community has leased and operated the hectare of land since 2015. It broke ground on the food hub a couple years ago, and today the land transfer was made official. The selling price, $10. The next step, secure financing to complete construction and expand operations, which will include a commercial kitchen and cold storage space for local farmers.
There was a collaborative effort to find a resolution that would service both us, North Cowichan, the greater community, and really feed into, working to solve food insecurity in our region.
We've put certain clauses into the agreement that if for some reason they don't complete construction of a facility or they decide that they no longer need it down the road, then the ownership would revert back to the municipality.
The Beverly Street Food Hub is expected to be complete by late summer, early fall. Experts from across the province are in Victoria today for a 5-day summit to prepare for the upcoming wildfire season. The Wildfire Training and Resiliency Summit brings together all levels of government, fire departments, emergency crews, scientists, and researchers. The goal is to collaborate and share information amongst community leaders and fire officials ahead of the upcoming wildfire season.
This week that makes the difference in evolving our organization, but more importantly, the province and the public of BC towards a future that is more resilient to wildfire. We must learn to live with wildfire, and it's this event where we get to have real, concentrated conversations on what that can look like when it comes to resiliency, when it comes to fuel management, when it comes to working with industry.
Officials from the Fire Smart program who are leading the conference say it is shifting its messaging from awareness to empowering action as more people become familiar with the risks of wildfires. Provincial leaders are echoing that messaging, saying the public has a role to play in preparing for the dry season.
The Wildfire Service will continue to be able to adapt to the needs of British Columbians in providing that transparent information. I know they will. While at the same time, I call on all British Columbians that BC Wildfire Service is doing its part. All British Columbians have a role to do their part as well, and that's to stay informed, to be prepared, and of course, in many cases, to fire smart your communities as well.
It's not even mid-April and several forest fires have already sparked in the BC interior. The season's official fire outlook is expected to be released next week. It was a once-in-a-lifetime wildlife encounter for an island family out for a day on the boat near Tofino when they came across a cougar swimming. Jenna Evans took this video Saturday morning while on the water setting up crab traps with her parents. The cougar was swimming across the Dolly Passage from the Vancouver Island side to Mears Island. Evans said the big cat wasn't bothered by them and was focused on battling the current to make the swim across, which only took a couple of minutes. Evans adds her family has witnessed many wildlife encounters while on the water, but a cougar swimming was definitely a first and most likely the last.
Nothing ever like this before. And I mean, I grew up on the water too, like always going out fishing and prawning, and I've never seen a cougar ever. I've never even really seen a cougar in my life. So I was happy that the time I did see a cougar, I was on a boat and it was nice and safe.
Evans posted the video on TikTok, which has racked up nearly 300,000 views, with a lot of people commenting on the shocking rare encounter. Conservation officers in Ucluelet are warning residents and visitors of increased wolf activity in the area. This week, an off-leash dog was lured by wolves in a well-used walking area and killed. The BC Conservation Officer Service says the incident is under investigation. It's asking residents to keep pets on a leash at all times and avoid taking animals to the Wind and Sea Resort area. Anyone witnessing concerning wolf behavior is asked to report it to the BC Conservation Service. A big event announcement on the Mid-Island, and it's promising to be the biggest live music event in Parksville's history. Canadian rock band Blue Rodeo is taking over the outdoor theater in Parksville Community Park Friday, August 21st. Pre-sale tickets went on sale today. General sales begin April 11th. Tickets can be found through the Macmillan Arts Centre. The concert is being put on by the Beach Festival Society. Organizers say the event is a significant moment for the society and for live entertainment in the region. Still to come, much confusion over a fragile ceasefire.
President's expectation and demand that the Strait of Hormuz is reopened immediately, quickly, and safely.
Donald Trump calling it a big day for world peace while Iran continues holding up hundreds of oil tankers in the Strait of Hormuz.
13 degrees in Victoria right now. That is the daytime high. So far, I think there's a chance we might get to 14 here before the day's done. More sunshine in the forecast and even warmer temperatures. But as we hit the weekend, some increased cloud cover. Maybe some showers as well. Forecast is next.
CTV Weather brought to you by Expedia Cruises. Plan, book, and safeguard your journeys. Explore the possibilities at expediacruises.ca.
Josh joins us now. You said it before the break, more sunshine on the way.
Yeah, for at least tomorrow. I think after tomorrow, we'll start, late Friday, we'll start to see some increased cloud cover and then probably more cloud than sunshine into the weekend. Maybe some scattered showers Saturday evening in Victoria. There's no real heavy storm systems coming through, though, over the course of the next couple of days. 13 in Victoria right now. As we mentioned right before the break, that is so far the daytime high. I think we might get to 14 before it's all said and done with. Nanaimo's at 15, close to 20 in Port Alberni this afternoon. There's your clear skies right across the entire island, and skies will stay clear overnight tonight. There's tomorrow morning. Not much for cloud cover through the morning hours. There's tomorrow afternoon. Again, looks pretty clear. But by Friday, this is a low pressure system way off to the south. And so there'll be a southerly flow out ahead of that. That'll shove a little bit of cloud cover in here by Friday afternoon. Maybe a couple scattered showers for parts of the island late on Friday as well. That includes the north. Friday night, there's a slight risk, a little better chance. Saturday, especially early in the day, to see a shower. But nice and sunny tomorrow. 11 degrees for a daytime high, and we'll be somewhere in that 11 to 13 range right through the next 5 days. Sunshine, 19 in and around Port Alberni tomorrow. Shot at 20 on Friday with the chance of a shower in the evening, and then some increased cloud cover. Still nice and warm, 18 and 17 through the weekend. 15 in sunshine out on the west coast, partly cloudy. 14 for Friday. That cloud cover rolling in later in the afternoon, and then cloudy through the weekend. Temperatures back closer to average and a chance of some showers Sunday and again on Monday. Comox, sunshine, 16 degrees tomorrow. It's a handful of degrees above average. 15 for Friday with that increased late day cloud cover. And then a mix of sun and cloud through the weekend. 17 Saturday, cooling to 14 with a chance of some late day showers on Sunday. Nanaimo, 18 with sunshine tomorrow. Somewhere in that 16, 17 degree range for Friday and Saturday. Again, it's probably going to start sunny on Friday. Through the afternoon hours, that cloud cover will increase. Mix of sun and cloud to mostly cloudy skies for the weekend and chance of showers in the evening on Sunday. Could see some showers as well Monday of next week. In Victoria, 4 degrees tomorrow morning. Mainly sunny, 16 for a high tomorrow afternoon. Again, we hit 20 just a couple days ago, so not quite as warm as it was earlier in the week, but above average. 16 on Friday with some increased late day cloud cover. I think there's a slight chance of a spotty shower early Sunday. The better chance is going to be late in the day on Saturday, if we get anything at all. And temperatures will drop back to about 12 or 13 for daytime highs Sunday and Monday. As we mentioned, this doesn't really look like it's a big storm system. I think Tuesday of next week is what we're eyeballing for potentially a fairly strong storm system that could dump some heavy rain and bring some wind. Until then, fairly pleasant conditions across most of the island. CTV Weather is brought to you by Expedia Cruises for air, land, and sea vacations. So enjoy the break between storms while we get it.
All right, thank you, Josh. Well, both the U.S. and Iran are claiming victory following a 2-week ceasefire deal, but the temporary truce appears shaky, and Iran is demanding that Lebanon be part of the deal. It's also unclear what's happening to oil traffic in the Strait of Hormuz. CTV's Joy Malbin on the fragile ceasefire and the conflicting narratives.
On the streets of Tehran, they chant death to America as the U.S. Secretary of War declared victory over Iran.
President Trump forged this moment. Iran begged for this ceasefire, and we all know it.
This 2-week truce looking shaky at best. Iran is still holding up hundreds of oil tankers in the Strait of Hormuz, effectively controlling global oil production in the Gulf.
The Iranian response is we're going to control it and put a toll on everybody. And there's no ceasefire. Literally within the past hour, Saudi Arabia has reported that its pipeline, which goes from the Gulf to the Red Sea, has been hit by a drone.
Blocking the strait, says Iran, is retaliation for Israel's continued attacks on Lebanon. Israel insists the ceasefire doesn't include their war against Iranian-backed Hezbollah. The fresh violence threatening to scuttle Washington's fragile truce.
And I will reiterate the president's expectation and demand that the Strait of Hormuz is reopened immediately, quickly, and safely.
President Donald Trump, who threatened to annihilate Iran just yesterday and back down, called this a big day for world peace, posting, "The U.S. will work closely with Iran, which we have determined has gone through regime change. There will be no enrichment of uranium."
So right now it's buried and we're watching it. We know exactly what they have. They'll give it to us voluntarily. We'll get it. We'll take it. We'll take it out.
Leaving many politicians wondering what this war was all about.
We have lost 13 American service members, hundreds of American service members wounded, thousands of people, innocent civilians throughout the region killed, prices going up, the American taxpayers paying $2 billion a day. And all for nothing.
The White House says Vice President J.D. Vance will lead in-person peace talks with Iran. The regime prefers him because of his past skepticism about Middle East wars.
Liberals are one step closer to a majority government with another Conservative crossing over. Longtime Ontario MP Marilyn Gladue becomes the 4th Conservative and the 5th MP to join Mark Carney's government. The shocking move comes ahead of Monday's 3 key federal by-elections, a partisan defection that is said to have enraged many Conservatives. The Prime Minister says it's nothing more than the country coming together to his side.
All comes at a time when the country as a whole is uniting to move forward, and it's important that over there we unite to move forward as well.
The Conservative leader tweeting shortly after that Gladue said floor crossers should face voters in a by-election, and he could not agree more. Canadian Tire is putting its own spin on a classic, revealing a new collection featuring the iconic Hudson's Bay stripes. The summer line includes everything from canoes and outdoor furniture to towels and pickleball sets. It marks the first time Canadian Tire has designed its own products using the HBC trademarks, which it bought for $30 million last year. The items will be available in stores and online starting May 1st. Coming up, Full House. Adam finds out why a woman's apartment has been filled with boxes for more than a decade. Next on the Sawatsky Sign-Off.
Virgin Radio is Victoria's #1 hit music station. Home of Bailey and Johnny in the morning. Download the free iHeartRadio app and listen to 107.3 Virgin Radio everywhere.
Finally, Adam finds out the story behind a woman whose home is perpetually piled up with boxes of other people's things on the Sawatsky Sign-Off.
So much stuff.
When you arrive at Katie Grant's apartment,
this is my little tiny, very, very crowded home.
You'll likely be welcomed by walls filled with boxes.
I know where everything is. I know what everything is.
But to appreciate what's in the boxes, we need to go back to when Katie's mom died, her marriage was ending, and she was diagnosed with cancer, all in the same month.
So it was just one disaster after another.
And it felt like she had to face it all alone until she met a bunch of volunteers who ensured she didn't.
It feels pretty good in the sense that somebody cares. So people you don't know care.
Their selflessness proved so impactful, Katie felt compelled to pay their kindness forward, but was unsure where to start.
And then one day someone asked me, said, I have all these books. Can you help me figure out what to get rid of it?
So Katie made some calls, found a charity that would benefit, and delivered them the books, which led to doing the same with dishes, and then clothes, and before she knew it, her apartment was full of all sorts of stuff.
It's a monster project now. It's a monster project.
It's what Katie spends 60 hours a week doing, on top of working a full-time job, accepting things that people no longer need before organizing them at home and delivering them to more than 40 organizations that do.
And then we come back and we start all over again.
And how does that feel for you?
Exhausting.
Yet Katie's been doing this for more than a decade.
If you really want to really feel good, give yourself.
And now that her cancer's in remission, Katie's feeling grateful for the opportunity to use this second chance at her life to make others' lives better.
I know I can make an impact, and I want to keep doing it as long as I can.
Because although her apartment is packed, her heart is even fuller. Adam Sawatsky, CTV News, Vancouver.
The Sawatsky Sign-Off, brought to you by Coastal Community Credit Union. Bank happy at Coastal Community Credit Union.
That is it for CTV News Vancouver Island. Thank you so much for joining us. Good night.
Knocking down